Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. Welcome back to Valorant news. Loads happened yesterday in the Valorant scene. We had the Envy OpTic merger that was announced. What might that potentially mean for the actual organisation itself? The Envy roster within Valorant. But so many roster changes going on. Announcements for coaches, people becoming free agents, trials going on with TSM. Loads to dive into today. Very much intriguing your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, hitting the like button is the best thing you can do. Tell this channel to reach more people. Please consider subscribing as well if you have not already. Envy X OpTic, welcome to a new era. You guys might think I'm on my other channel. On my other channel, main channel, TacticalRab, I talk about CDL news, Call of Duty League news, that type of stuff. Now, this is a major deal within that side of things. OpTic Texas is now a thing. The Call of Duty League team effectively has been rebranded. What might that potentially mean for the Envy team within Valorant? That is, of course, another question, right? Because OpTic has kind of taken on the name of like the Warzone side of things. Like they're definitely taking on the name of some of these, some of the sides of the Envy business. Of course, Envy have their own Valorant team. It's a very good one. Now, will OpTic take on the name of that? According to George, that's not going to be the case. It will not affect the Valorant team as far as I'm aware. The team will remain as Envy, but still, who knows what happens down the line, right? It could be the OpTic Envy team or whatever they're going to go for. But for now, it's going to be Envy. I imagine still going into champs as well. But maybe after that, things could potentially change. It's tough to say. It's a pretty big deal, to be honest, in the entirety of esports that may have ramifications for other years to come and will potentially move into other esports and this type of stuff. This also from Linkser, a pretty well-known Overwatch League player. Does a twit longer right here, moving into Valorant, it does seem. So definitely a lot of players moving in right now. It's obviously a pretty exciting time for the Valorant scene in general, and will have to work his way out, I imagine, through VCT 2022. But still, maybe he gets a spot somewhere or other. A lot of these teams are going to be making some pretty drastic roster changes over the next couple of weeks, but also after champs as well. This firstly from the G2 side. We know that G2 have not had the prettiest couple of weeks. They fall out of the last chance qualifier in pretty tragic fashion, to be honest. And while Lucas Rojo was their coach, there was a lot of drama really around him because there was some talk from him during the tournament or even before the tourney that Guild they're basically bonker, their IGL didn't really know what he was doing, and the team was not going to pose them any problems. Then I'm pretty sure G2 went on to lose to Guild, or at least they fell out of the tournament in an earlier round than Guild did. So pretty embarrassing really. And G2 of course despite talking really before the tournament kicked off that they were going to be a real dominant force, tough to beat, it didn't really work out for them, and Liquid dominated things in the end of the day, and of course they still look pretty damn good to the present day as we discussed yesterday. So as he says, I'm leaving G2, effectively got kicked as far as I can. If you read between the lines, seems like it wasn't really his decision. The team decided to move another way, and we've heard hints about this for quite a while now, that it seems like, yeah, he's going to be out of there, because there was some talk from Nuki, for example, that the team is absolute chaos right now internally, so I imagine more changes to come on that front. Of course, speaking of coaches, Sentinels have been talking about this for a couple of days, might mess around and sign a coach, they say right here. They then continue with this. Yesterday we found our coach, and there was some talk, okay, is it actually, is this legit, right? Is it just bait from Sentinels? What's going on here? In fact, they did sign a coach, and a very surprising one at that. So, of course, a couple of days ago, we saw from George that Corey, Zachary, and Rawkus all open to other opportunities from the FaZe side. babybay, we imagine, will stay. babybay is gone, and these three guys all open to opportunities. FaZe looking to rebuild their roster. Now, we'll talk about Corey here in just a second, where he might potentially go, but Rawkus, seemingly now, is going to be Sentinels coach. Pretty remarkable decision, adding brain power to our firepower. Welcome, Rawkus is going to be their coach for the upcoming, at least for champs. Now, whether he tries to get back into competing, I'll share this clip for you guys here in just a second. That remains to be seen. I imagine he probably still wants to, right? Maybe it's just a short-term thing. He's stepping in here as their coach, but who knows, right? Maybe it's a long-term deal. Pretty solid player, ready for FaZe, but yeah, stepping in as their coach, that could be another thing. We talked a couple of days ago, like Cloud9, how good are they compared to the best teams in North America? How good can Liquid be at the Champions? Of course, at Champions in December. Rawkus may be another factor, which makes Sentinels one of the favourites more than they already are.
So, part of the announcement is I'm not a part of FaZe anymore, and I've joined Sentinels as their coach, and I'm going to be with them for their Berlin run so they could win champs. We're going to win champs. I'm excited for it. And it's just like an exciting, I don't know, it's just like an exciting new chapter. So that's like the little announcement. Just random. I know no one expected that. No one expected that, I know. But, yeah.
As you can see, Rawkus' results really here with FaZe the last couple of months, with defeats to NV, Rise, version 1, of course, the last chance qualifier, not looking so good. Definitely a solid player, right? Usually plays on the Sova, of course, pretty much always, at least in terms of these recent past 60 days that they've played in. But, I mean, yeah, like, solid player, no doubt, definitely good understanding of the game, gonna probably be a pretty good addition to the situation over at Sentinels, but certainly a surprising one, there is no doubt about that. Let's talk about this then, also from George last night. Definitely situations with the trials going on at TSM. We've talked for quite some time. What's TSM's roster going to be? Who's their 5th player going to be? Rush apparently was being trialed for a time, so was Bang. That's no longer the case. 2 players being trialed, potentially both of them going to be coming in. We will have to see. FaZe Corey and Luminosity Tig among the trials ongoing at TSM. These potential signings would leave G2 and FaZe, or LG, sorry, and FaZe, looking for multiple players going into next year. Wardell and Sabrosa are almost certainly staying on the roster. I'll leave the entire thing linked down below if you guys want to check the entire thing out. But as was suggested right here, if Corey and Tig do indeed join, then this potentially remove Hazed from the roster, Sabrosa and Wardell staying, and Levy Leviathan also staying on the roster, it seems, at the present time. These trials could change since both players require buyouts from their respective organizations. Corey has been on the radar of TSM for a short while, definitely indicating, right, as one of the hottest prospects really after FaZe decided to go a different direction. He might well go to TSM. That might make some sense. And a few of you guys were kind of commenting a couple of videos ago, what's going on with TSM, what's their roster going to be? This might potentially be it. And Tigu is a pretty solid player on Luminosity at the LCQ, despite they had a pretty tough run there, like they fall out joint last plays, but still, he certainly impressed, it seems, FaZe enough to consider bringing him onto the roster. So pretty exciting stuff, no doubt. This is, of course, the current technically active team of Hazed, Wardell, Sabrosa, and Levy, with the inactive players down here with Bang, Drone, and Cutler. But yeah, potentially we've got Tig, we've got Corey coming in here, Hazed is out of there, and that could be a pretty interesting roster, to be honest, but I guess we'll have to see how things go. Seems kind of a strange one to me. Of course, TSM haven't played in quite some time now, since August they last played in the challenges, like towards the end of this one, where they fell out to Envy and Rise, of course, are both solid teams now, but will not be seen, of course, at Champion, so, well, certainly they're going to be trying to make some moves, but there also are plenty of other players on the market. LG also drop your boy Dre, or don't necessarily drop him actually, but they've released a couple of players, but effectively he's been allowed to look for offers. He wasn't benched for clarification, this is a mutual decision, but he's going to be looking for offers as a restricted free agent elsewhere, so it seems like LG, as a mutual decision, want to move in a different direction, so it's not like he's been benched or dropped, but they clearly don't necessarily too much want to keep him on the roster, right? LG looking to rebuild, understandably so on that front. Also, this from ML over at the NIP, right? After well, the situation has gone down with NIP, they're moving to Brazil. It's kind of chaos over there, looking for a new home. Details inside. So, look, can we imagine to become a coach in some other region, right? Whether that's Europe, whether that's North America, that remains to be seen. But still, a lot of going on, a lot of stuff going on right now. And just to finish off with a couple of bits that are probably just straight up bait. But this from the Rise side, of course, after not making champions, what are they going to do, right? Are they going to stick their roster that looks so good, but Phil just talked to Cloud9 Blue, or are they going to make some moves? Superman, Poise definitely hinting something might be brewing, and also this some automatic, expect the unexpected, and some from NRG is like, bro, what exactly is going on? Apparently, lots of chaos still to come. I'll do my best to keep you guys updated. Very much intrigued to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button, tells the YouTube gods this is a good video, I was like you should see it as well, and I've grown the competitive Valorant community. Thank you much as always, take care, and I will see you next time.